Everyone talks about Iranian oil barrels, but very few understand what's actually inside them. This is the key difference that has allowed Western refineries to keep obtaining Iranian oil through secret trade networks via Dubai for nearly 20 years despite sanctions. Crude oil isn't a uniform substance. It's a mixture of various hydrocarbon molecules with different weights and structures. This composition determines how easily a refinery can convert it into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and heating oil. The key metric for this is API gravity, American Petroleum Institute gravity. Higher API gravity, lighter oil, easier and cheaper to refine. With higher yields of valuable lighter fuels, lower API gravity, heavier oil, requires more energy, more processing steps, and expensive infrastructure. Iranian light crude typically has an API gravity of 33 to 36 and a sulfur content of about 1.36% to 1.5%. Sources like NIOC assays and industry reports confirm figures around 33.6 API and 1.46% sulfur for many samples. This places it in what the refining industry calls the AMP sweet spot, medium light, moderately sour crude. It's light enough to yield high volumes of gasoline and diesel, yet heavy enough to produce a balanced range of products that complex refineries are optimized for. Petroleum engineers often call it an optimal blend crude. Now compare it to alternatives. Venezuela's Mere heavy crude, around 16 API, heavy, with sulfur 2.5% to 3.5%, or higher, up to 3 to 5% in some blends. Refining this profitably requires coking units, hydrocrackers, and massive desulfurization systems. It's not a substitute for Iranian crude. It's a fundamentally different, much heavier, sourer grade. US West Texas Intermediate, WTI, 39 to 40 API, very light, with sulfur below 0.25%, very sweet. Theoretically ideal, clean and easy. But in practice, it's often too light for many. Large refineries in Europe and Asia, they frequently blend it with heavier crudes to match the molecular distribution their units are designed for. This is why Iranian crude occupies a unique position in the global refining system. Neither too heavy nor too light. Its mid-range composition makes it highly suitable for most refineries worldwide. This explains why countries like India and others have sought ways to buy Iranian oil despite sanctions, leading to covert trade and financial networks through Dubai. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just a transit route for oil volume, it's the pathway for this specific type of crude that the world's refining infrastructure is most efficiently built around. If that route closes, it's not just about less oil overall. It's the loss of this particular molecular profile that many refineries are tuned to process optimally. That's why, when oil prices hit $82 per barrel, the price reflects not only quantity but also the molecular quality and refining compatibility of that barrel.